All right, good evening, everybody, and thank you for joining the Village Board for the Village of Shorewood, June 23rd, 2026. With that, if you would please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Lana, roll call, please.
Mayor DeBold,
I'm here.
Trustees Amos,
Here.
Babiak, here, Brockman,
Here.
Chapman,
Here.
Luciano,
Here.
and Selfridge.
All right, we do have a quorum for this evening's agenda. With that, we'll move into our citizens segment. Are there any citizens wishing to address the village board this evening? Seeing none, we'll move on to this evening's consent agenda. Item number 1 will be approval of accounts payable in the amount of $1,299,520.21. Item 2 is approval of a payment in the amount of $35,917 to Corin, Maine for water meters. Item 3 is approval of a payment in the amount of $49,087 to the Grand Prairie Water Commission for the June 2026 fees. Item 4, approval of a payment in the amount of $80,212.80 to Schwartz Construction Group for our River's Edge Park Phase B project. And item number 5 is approval of a payment in the amount of $46,586 to Traffic Logics for the Burton speed tables. Does any board member have any questions regarding this evening's consent agenda or need any further information?
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Motion by trustee Luciano, seconded by trustee Babiak. Roll call, please, for consent.
Babiak? Yes. Brockman?
Yes.
Chapman?
Yes.
Luciano?
Yes.
And Amos?
Yes.
All right, consent agenda's been approved. We'll move into reports and communications for this evening. Lana, is there anything that you have received prior to?
No, sir.
All right, thank you. And then just real quick, under reports and communications, we can do it at the end here. Real quick, 4th of July is coming up, so we understand everybody's going to want to do their part and celebrate. We do also understand that it is America 250, but please be aware of your neighbors that have, whether they're seniors and suffer from PTSD or your neighbors' animals. Fireworks are prohibited by state law and within the village of Shorewood. The PD has already made it clear they will be making a strict effort in regarding enforcement. So, again, we want everybody to be safe and enjoy the 4th, but also just be aware of the state law and local ordinances on that topic. With that, we'll move into this evening's order of business. Business item number 1 would be a consideration for approval of the reappointment to the Planning and Zoning Committee for a 2-year term for Kayla Sorensen. That one is me. Kayla's been on, finished up her first 2-year term with Planning and Zoning, made her regular meetings. Trust me, Brockman chairs that. Any other comments or concerns? With
Just happy she's going to decide to come back on for another 2 years.
Wonderful. If there's no other questions, I'll take a motion.
And with that, I'll make a motion to approve reappointment to the Planning and Zoning Committee for a 2-year term of Kayla Sorensen.
Second.
Motion by trustee Brockman, seconded by trustee Babiak. Roll call, please, for item 1.
Brockman?
Yes.
Chapman?
Yes.
Luciano?
Yes.
Amos?
Yes.
And Babiak? Yes.
Okay, reappointment's been in place. Item number 2 will be a consideration for approval to purchase a 6-yard satellite lifter system in the amount of $24,833.50 from Perkins Manufacturing. Over to Public Works to talk about the little garbage truck.
Thank you, Mayor. So our Parks Division, we're responsible for collecting and disposing of all of the garbage accumulated throughout our park system. Usually for our neighborhood parks, we can easily roll out the totes and have it, roll it out to the curbside and have waste management pick up. However, again, as parks do get busy, we cannot roll them out on Fridays and even on Wednesdays. It's only for that first pickup, that Tuesday pickup. So staff has to physically pick up each one of these totes, whether it's a 55-gallon barrel or 95-gallon tote, or even this little bit smaller tote, 64-gallon tote. We actually have to pick these up and haul them over to our Public Works. This also goes for our major parks, which are, the Four Seasons, Windstone, Shorewood, Town Center. This all equates to about just a little under 100 totes, barrels, and garbage containers that we actually have to physically pick up, bring to Public Works, and then physically dump it into our dumpster. So with that, we are trying to look for ways to be more efficient. We would like to also reduce risk for future injury, potentially with our staff. So we had looked into trying to find a way to expedite and be a little bit safer, which we had now looked at this Perkins 6-yard satellite lifter system. So we would like to buy this. It is an attachment to any of our pickup trucks. And again, this is significantly would help reduce risk to injury for any of our staff. We looked at 2 different manufacturers that kind of produce about the same one. We like the Perkins. It is cheaper, and it is local, Bolingbrook. So if there's any issues, service, and parts that we might need, it is close. So staff is recommending that purchase of a 6-yard satellite lifter system by Perkins manufacturer in the amount of $24,833.50. Any questions?
Nora, have we had any injuries related to this yet that you're aware of?
Not during my tenure here, so not yet.
I mean, that's why all the trash companies have gone to these, trying to lift those totes. So,
And the time reduction is probably significant,
Oh,
yes.
significant.
Yeah.
And just imagine this commute, we can't fit all 95 totes on a
Yeah.
pickup truck. We could only use the the pickup trucks with a lift gate, so that's 2, and 1 is usually being used by another division. So usually every day that we do it, either on the Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, we're about 4 to 5 hours for our park system.
will this system, any idea, so obviously you have less back and forth trips that you have to do on this. The volume, has anybody tried doing the math on the volume? Is that 1 round? Will this hold 1 round of collecting all 95 or
We
anything?
don't know yet.
Okay. I just figured I'd
But
ask.
this will be great for our events, so rather than at the events that are multiple days, we can all collect it right here, and then 1 transport rather than hauling it to Public Works.
Yeah, there's a fuel efficiency aspect involved too. Okay.
Is this going to be permanently mounted on one truck, or is this gonna be taken on and off as needed?
On and off as needed, but they will most likely pick a truck, because especially during the summer, and we're picking up 3 times a week, most likely they'll be on one of the park's trucks.
So then, is this gonna require another truck to replace it for usage for
Right.
Public Works?
Right now, we're just buying the attachment, but we would love another pickup truck, but it is not in the budget.
Okay, thank you.
But it could come off for the winter and you have a pickup truck available for the winter.
Correct.
Anybody have any other questions for Noriel on his collector?
I'll make a motion for to approve the purchase of a Perkins Manufacturing 6-yard satellite lifter system in the amount of $24,833.50. And do I waive the second read? Is this supposed to be?
No, this isn't a second.
okay.
This is just for a purchase.
Okay.
We have a motion by trustee Babiak,
Second.
second by trustee Chapman. Roll call, please.
Chapman?
Yes.
Luciano?
Yes.
Amos?
Yes.
Babiak? Yes. And Brockman?
Yes. Noriel can buy the item.
Thank you.
Item number 3 will be a consideration for approval of a proposal for professional services with Pizzo and Associates for the 2026 stewardship program for Town Center and Fox Bend Ponds in the amount of $35,154.46. Public Works again.
Thank you again, Mayor. So I did ask Ms. Dorick to attend, our in-house expert, so if there's any technical questions, she's available. But this is for the native vegetation buffer around our town center and Fox Bend Ponds. These were originally installed around that 2000. I know that there was an establishment period. Looking through the files, there was some work, minimal work, maintenance that has been done throughout the years. In general, the natives are doing well. We do have a lot of good species in there, but invasive plants are starting to threaten some of the areas. A stewardship program will help remove these unwanted plants and then help reestablish the desirable natives that we want to flourish in that area. Included in this program is also a fall season burn. Usually these burns are done in a 3-year cycle. We have not done one in quite a while. Our budget allows for the program at around $31,000. The proposed program is slightly over budget, but our capital program can absorb the overage with some of our projects falling under budget. Staff is recommending approval of the proposal for professional services with Pizzo and Associates for the 2026 stewardship program in the amount of $35,154.46. And again, I have asked Ms. Stork to attend if you have any technical questions.
I don't think it's a technical question, but would you say this is the same thing that like the forest preserves are doing, and is one of the other HOAs on Black Edgewater? Is that Edgewater was doing it for a call?
Edgewater and Del Webb both did prescribed burns this year.
Is it kind of the same concept?
Same concept, but we will have, in my opinion, I don't know exactly what their program is. They did come in and burn it. I don't know if they have, call it local experts looking at what plants are in that area, but they just did the prescribed burn, to my knowledge. For us, we will actually be working hand in hand with the company, even Public Works, training with, side by side with the staff, where we will be hand pulling, we will be trying to remove these invasive species so that it will help the natives that is there currently flourish.
Is this going to be annually, or is this something that's done every 3, 5 years or whatever?
Our hope is that over time, our Public Works can assist with it, so that I'm seeing a cost reduction. A lot of the cost here is the removal of unwanted plants that has not been maintained in many years, so there is quite a bit. And it also includes the prescribed burn. The prescribed burn is not every year, it's on a 3-year cycle.
So this will be done next year until you
Yes.
guys can get it under control?
Correct.
Thanks.
Anything you could elaborate on?
Go ahead, Tom.
Just one question. This gets done this year and maybe next year. Probably the cost is going to be a little different based on each year and what you have to deal with, right?
That is correct. It
All
is
right.
a moving target in a sense, because again, depending on what vegetation comes out.
Right, so this is kind of the start of the process for these 2 ponds.
Yes.
After a couple, 3 years, what's the outcome? What do you want to, if we look over those ponds, what will we see? That's great.
To me, flourishing native vegetation without invasive species.
Okay. So it'll be a visible difference and more native plants, real native plants. The ones that have invaded will be gone or reduced greatly.
Reduce.
So it'll be to the eye, you'll be able to see something different as a resident.
Yes, it'll help improve water quality for us. We'll start seeing the ecosystem flourishing. I want to say that certain insects will be attracted, butterflies and such will be attracted to the area, which will then hopefully feed off of other unwanted mosquitoes potentially.
Okay.
But for me, it meets the NPDES requirements. It does improve water quality so that we are being a good steward to water, a good example to our residents, and helping them showing off what we do in hopes that they also do the same for their properties.
Thank you. Are there any additional ponds that we need to look at after these 2?
Yes, there would be, of course, we have a little bit over at Country West that I'd start wanting to look at. We do have a pond in Four Seasons that I want to also start looking into. And then I would also need assistance with the pond or the stormwater management at Public Works. But we're taking baby steps. This is the first one that we want to try to look at and fix.
And like I said, we had that conversation about ponds, and this is the first step for us, because we have some HOAs doing what they need to do. Like we mentioned, Edgewater North and Shorewood Glen both have good practices that they're doing. Other HOAs need to be guided, and so this is a step for us to have our house in order so that when we're guiding those other HOAs, we have our house in order.
A very good example, Shorewood Glen. That's ultimately what we're trying to look like. They have done a fantastic job.
I just want to understand one thing about it. You're saying after so many years, the invasive plants will never come back?
No, there will always be invasive plants, but the maintenance requirements for such, because it's been
Much
reduced, will be less.
Do you mind if I add just a touch? So, as Noriel mentioned, this is going to kind of help us get back on track because it's been several years. We don't have the resources to necessarily get out there and do the work we need to do right now. So this is going to give us an advantage to get back on track that can then give us an opportunity to do the minor maintenance moving forward. So with the prescribed burn, that's going to be the greatest result we're going to get immediately, which would hopefully take place this fall. Stewardship would actually start immediately, so you would see some invasive species overall aesthetic improve immediately. And then one thing I just wanted to touch on is there is an overseeding attached to this proposal, so that would actually be them reintroducing additional native species after the burn. So that would be an immediate, you'd see a lot more flowering species, aesthetically a better situation right away next spring. So
After the burn, after you burn, you're going to overseed at that point.
correct, they will,
And
yes.
Has Shorewood Glen done any overseeding that you know?
That I'm not entirely sure of. It seems to me from their work that they likely have a maintenance contract set up pretty regularly. They have been seeming to burn on a regular schedule, so they may not have that need each time. It is a huge asset, so it's possible that they do that, but I'm not certain.
So we will see work start within the next few weeks to get the
Correct.
bad stuff out of there?
Correct. The gentleman I've been working with and Noriel's been working with, essentially, if he gets the go, there's a lot of invasive species treatment that would happen immediately. We are in the growing season now, so that would be a lot of hand removal, possibly some slight herbiciding here and there. And then as we move into the fall, that would be when we would start preparing for a prescribed burn.
I just find it hard to believe that an overseeding would take root around that, but I'm willing to give it a chance. Let's say that. So.
Yeah, and they do use, if you do read through the contract too, they do use some additives that when they do overseeding, it helps things to root, things like that. But it is just for dispersal purposes. It's the easiest following a prescribed burn.
It says build a lump sum, so it could be actually in the physical year next year before you actually pay this then.
Well, and the thing with prescribed burning is that it is weather dependent, so we wouldn't pay them up front for a prescribed burn until we knew that was going to be possible. So some of these things would kind of happen as we go, and it's more than likely that you'll get good weather and you'll get a prescribed burn in. There's not often times I've run into where you can't complete one in a year, but it is one of those things that you never know what the circumstances will be as far as that goes.
And since we don't burn leaves in the village, has there been any ramifications with burning the edges?
There have not, and they would actually take care of all permitting. There's certain permitting that you have to get done. They would work with our local fire department. They always have to notify before prescribed burns, things like that. So they would take care of all of that for us.
And I know last spring, Midwind down in Elwood burned in the spring, and for 2 days, the village of Shorewood was a lot of smoke in Shorewood.
Yeah, and that is why, weather dependent again, wind direction needs to be considered because we are near neighborhood here.
Yeah.
That would all need to be considered. They'd have to get the right wind so that smoke is not going into the houses, right humidity, things like that. I mean, it is important to remember we're talking 3 foot to 4 foot strips, so it's pretty minor. Especially when you have a trained group like that. They're going to go in small sections. There's not going to be a lot of smoke. There will be some smoke. Residents would be notified before this would happen. Okay. So they're pretty good about it that way.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Anyone else have any other questions?
I'll make a motion to approve the proposal for professional services with Pizzo and Associates for the 2026 stewardship program for Town Center and Fox Bend Ponds in the amount of $35,154.46.
Second.
Motion by trustee Babiak, second by trustee Amos. Roll call, please.
Amos.
Yes.
Babiak.
Yes.
Brockman.
Yes.
Chapman.
Yes.
And Luciano.
Yes.
All right, we'll move into our department reports. Mr. Steriati.
You have the report in your packet.
As you can see around town, there is a lot of the development is taking shape. Lennar is constructing a lot of houses. I have a lot of permits still on my desk to review. Hamptons has gotten started with 2 buildings, and we have more than usual custom homes also. So there's a lot going on.
Bob, do you recall ballpark how many permits have been issued between the 2 Lennar developments off your top of your head? Any idea what's been issued up there for Town Center and Auburn Chase?
I want to say we're somewhere around 30 to 35, and I think I have 8 to 12 more getting processed.
Okay. Thank you. Anybody have any questions for Bob? Thank you, sir. Community development, Ms. Engel.
Thank you. We have an application we're going to be considering in July for Dr. Zhou and the Rusty Ridge Veterinary Clinic. He's applied to put an MRI trailer and also to be able to operate in extended hours. We also want to remind everybody that as we approach the 4th of July, especially for America 250, we are having a decorating contest. So if you or one of your neighbors has a wonderful display, we encourage them to submit it on the Village Facebook page via direct messaging or via the Village website at shorewoodil.gov. Thank you.
Thank you. Finance?
Thank you, Mayor. The village's audit field work concluded at the end of last month. We received our actuary reports back from the village's actuary. We will have the police pension valuation report presented at our 2nd July meeting. Outside of that, if there are any questions related to the audit or audit process, you can contact me at any time or the auditors directly at any time. And other than that, I'm happy to take any questions from the finance memo.
All good, thank you.
Thank you.
We'll move over to Parks. Ms. Katie.
Good evening. We would like to invite everyone to continue coming out to our Thursday night Party in the Park events. This week we have Anthem playing from 6:30 to 9 out here at Town Center Park. We also want to remind everyone we are doing a special 4th of July week Party in the Park this year. Normally it's a skip week, but in partnership with the MPTF, which is a musicians foundation, we are having a special event on June 2nd. It will be Sam Burns and Friends playing jazz music focusing on American composers to celebrate America 250. We also want to remind everyone that our cardboard boat regatta is coming up at the Boat Regatta Bash on July 11th, so be sure to get your cardboard and duct tape ready to build your boat. And then on July 9th, we are hosting a community meeting here in the boardroom alongside our Party in the Park for our Whitetail Park reconstruction open house to give residents an opportunity to have some input on the play structures that are going in. Thank you.
Over to the police department. Chief.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. As the Mayor mentioned, we are ramping up for fireworks enforcement. Officers have all reviewed our ordinance as well as the state law. We do have a couple officers who are specially trained and are explosives handlers. So some of the things that we recover every year actually require special removal. We end up calling the Cook County Bomb Squad if we come across something that large. But they have reviewed all the ordinances. We also have a special evidence area set up at our Sally Port for the collection and collection of the, if we do recover any fireworks, and then they're collected in the Sally Port, packaged up, and taken outside the building so they're not stored in the building just in case something happens. If there are any other questions about the rest of my report, I'd be happy to answer those now.
One question for me, if, someone a block away is shooting off a large amount of fireworks or any fireworks in general that are loud, you can hear them. Should the resident call the non-emergency line? What's the best method here?
Best is non-emergency line, then Westcom will dispatch your officers there.
Okay, thank you.
All right, with that, we'll move over to Public Works.
Thank you, Mayor. So Public Works, just thanking the board, Mayor, everyone in terms of patience while we work through the cleanup after the storm from June 10th. Public Works crews have been working long hours. They've been doing a wonderful job trying to bring back get the village back to normal. We are close. We finished picking up all the residential storm damage. We are now going through the village and picking up taking care of some of the hangers that are still hanging and limbs that are still hanging in the trees. And we're also in the tree removal stage for those trees that are severely damaged. We lost a total of approximately 1,100 inch diameter of trees throughout. The largest one that we have measured so far is 48 inch diameter. The next one was a 44 inch. So we did lose some big trees, some good oaks, some good maples. So we're getting close. The stumps will be infill work as we continue. We want to start going back to our normal roadway patching, sidewalk, and then we will take care of the stumps as time permits. And again, thanking almost everyone for being patient through this process. Any questions?
Thank you, sir. Administrator?
No report?
All right. Hey, real quick, Noriel, can we go back to Sile Road for a minute? Are they on track on that bridge project down there?
Right now, the little bit of a delay. According to the schedule, they are behind schedule slightly. It's only a couple weeks. They are working directly with IDNR and Will Cook Soil, trying to get their river access approved, that plan. The demo plan has recently just been approved, so we are hoping that any minute now, maybe next week, we'll start seeing some work. We were waiting for all the approvals.
Yeah, I just wanted to follow up on that.
I wish there was a little bit more construction activity than what has already occurred, but it is out of the contractor's hands in a sense because the plan is still being reviewed by the other agencies.
Thanks, I didn't mean to interrupt on that, so thank you. With that, we'll move into trustee comments and trustee Amos.
Real quick, number of residents have indicated that they're very pleased with the village's efforts to clean up, so thank you for everybody involved, Public Works, and whoever else supported Public Works in the effort. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Trustee Babiak.
No comment.
Thank you. Trustee Brockman.
No report other than want to thank the Public Works. We had a lot of stuff down in our area, and I think they had it in 3 days, so that's pretty darn quick for the amount of stuff that was down. So thank you very much.
Trustee Chapman.
Yeah, the only thing I had, I'd like to thank our legal team for getting that memo back as rapidly as they did. I was very happy to see that before this meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. And Trustee Luciano.
Citizens Advisory is on break for the summer. We'll come back in September, the 4th week. And again, anyone interested in getting involved can contact myself or any of the members on the village website. One other thing that I'd just like to mention, getting a lot of comments and a lot of stuff on social media about the 7-Eleven on the corner there. I know we talked about it at the Citizens Advisory Committee, and there doesn't seem like we can do much about it. But is there any way that we can maybe talk to them and maybe put, for the anniversary for 200,050, maybe we can have some posters put over their wood or something to make it not look as attractive as it is. I mean, it doesn't look real good.
Yeah, we could ask him.
I don't know if there's anything can be done. Maybe have to get approval by whoever owns that, but it's just something that keeps coming up.
Yeah, I mean, problem is that maybe America 250 may come and go before IDOT does anything with that. Maybe the problem, but
Well, I thought they were supposed to start in like 6 months.
Not the demo, no.
yeah, it'll be a little longer before that.
All right. I
But yeah, I
got the
mean-
impression that it was 6 months they were going to start.
No, it's gonna be a little bit before they start demoing that. But
Okay.
all right, but yeah, we can see if we can try to do something.
No, I just think that if we could, it'll make
Yeah.
I mean, that corner looks very nice with Anderson
Yeah.
buildings there, and you know some of the stuff that's going on there, and it just is an eyesore.
Even if they paint it afterwards or something, just to blend it. But we can see what we can do about that.
It's incredible, and Natalie and I had some ideas today, not quite that idea, but we'll be getting back to the board on some ideas maybe in the next next month or two maybe. We've got some research to do.
Thank you.
All right, and no reason for executive session tonight. With that, take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion by trustee Amos,
Second.
seconded by trustee Babiak. Roll call, please.
Babiak,
Yes.
Brockman.
Yes.
Chapman.
Yes.
Luciano.
Yes.
And Amos.
Yes.
We are adjourned. Thank you, everybody, for this evening.